Greetings, boys. So what's been going on this week in the life of your goddess? Well, I'm going to keep the update a little bit short because I have a little story I want to tell you. But first, I'd like to point out that I'm wearing these killer new thigh highs, bought for me, rather, by little boy Timmy. He bought them for me last week to coerce me into showing my feet in the last video diary. So there you go. When you want something, you got to pay for it. This week has been filled with a lot of house hunting, and I am pleased to say that I do think we have found one we are very interested. It is gorgeous, it is plush, it's beautiful, it's got a pool, and it's got everything I've wanted. So we're going to go on to the next step of the process, I think, and we may very well be moving soon. So you know what that's going to mean. If I'm moving, I want all new stuff. All new stuff to decorate with, plus we'll need help with moving expenses, that shit. So, you need to hand it over, like the good boys that I know you can be. I haven't had a lot of time to film this week because of house looking and just some various other things going on, but I just filmed 5 killer clips, and I have several more on the docket, including a couple customs. So if I promised you customs and we made that arrangement, they'll be on their way. The rest of this clip I wanted to devote to a man named David, not because he deserves it, but because this is his final interaction with me. David and I have been, excuse me, conversing on Yahoo for a couple of years now. He's very flaky. He's not reliable at all. The last thing he wanted was for me to pick out a diet for him and force him to eat and all this good stuff, which I obliged to when he had the money. And when he didn't, I didn't. My time is valuable, and I'm not just going to offer you services, time, chat, all that shit. You make a big deal about spending $50 or $100 a week. I've got boys that spend that on me a day. So don't think that I need your money. The only reason I kept David around as long as I did was because he would always come crawling back, and it always makes me feel really good to watch you boys grovel and beg my forgiveness. Well, David finally hit my wall this weekend. We did a session, and then I told him he was not permitted to touch his cock without paying. And I told him he would be allowed to touch his cock and come for what I thought was a pretty respectable fee of $75. But David, like he always does, asked a bunch of stupid questions like, well, does that also get me cam time, mistress? Will that be put as a credit, mistress? David is selfish and everything a slave should not be, because David is not a slave. David is littered with questions and wonders about what's in it for him. And any real sub will tell you, it's not about what's in it for you, boys. It's all about me. So then he continued to message on and on and on. I was at dinner, and I didn't respond. If I don't respond after your message, I either don't want to talk to you or I'm busy. But that doesn't stop him from sending them anyway. And finally, he left with the message, okay, I can't deal with this anymore. You are too lazy as a dom, and I cannot deal with it anymore. Have a nice life. Well, David, I know you're watching this now because you are an addicted little fuck puppet. And here's what's going to happen. Here in a few days, you're going to cool down. And I suspect that probably you're really just backing up because you don't have the money. And you know that if you don't have the money, I don't have the want or the need to waste any time on you. So when you finally get a little bit of money back in your account, you're going to message me and say, oh, goddess, I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. May I pay an apology tribute? I'm going to let you go ahead and send that. I'm going to let you send that apology tribute. And then I'm going to tell you to fuck off, because after that, David, you will be blocked. Take it as a lesson, boys. I don't waste my time on selfish slaves, subs, because you're not. You're in it for you. You always are. And I know all your tricks. I know when you say, oh, well, I'd love to have a session, but let's chat first, or let's cam verify first. I don't need to cam verify for you. If you're really that worried about losing your money, then I'm not the woman you need to be talking to anyway. So, all you selfish boys who are all worried about yourselves, your needs, your wants, your money, guess what? I'm not the girl for you. Go find yourself a cam whore that will show her tits for $5 or do whatever it is you want. I'm not going to waste my time and babysit you and entertain you for $50 a week, especially when you're not even loyal. You have no concept of what slavery is, David. And that's not just for David, that's for all you losers. So that's kind of my message this week. Um, I'm done fucking around with you boys, and I'm going to stop being so lenient. You know, if you want to run away and be mean and then come back begging for me to take you back, I may not do it. You, from this point on, all of you should consider it a warning that you have one shot. And if you don't impress me, or if I really don't think you're sincere, I'm sending your fucking ass out the door, because for every one of you, believe me, I can replace you with a real one. Mm-hmm. That's really all for now. Oh, one other thing I did want to talk about. I've been working with my tongue slave, and I am working on getting my descriptions and all that written up by the end of the week. I hope to have my tongue fetishist store online. It is tongue fetish and humiliation. And I think that anybody that's a fan of my tongue will definitely be a fan of this store. Not to mention, it better bring me a whole hell of a lot of money. All right, until next time, fuck off and keep sending and spending, boys.